We love to move as humans. Always have, always will. From the first steps our ancestors took to the cars we drive today, it's all about getting from A to B. And boy, has that journey been something else. In good old Blighty, we've seen it all, from horses pulling carriages to electric cars that feel like spaceships. This isn't just about the vehicles, though. It's about us. Each invention, each upgrade tells a story about who we were and what we wanted. More speed, more freedom, more comfort. That's what drove us then, and that's what drives us now. So buckle up, because we're going for a spin through the history of transport in the UK. We'll see how we got from horse-drawn carriages to the brink of a future where cars drive themselves. Get ready for a wild ride through time. Wind back the clock a few centuries, and what do you see on the roads? Horses, horses everywhere. Yep, for a good long while, the horse and carriage were king and queen of the road. If you wanted to get somewhere, you either hopped on a horse, hitched it to a cart, or paid someone else to do it for you. Now, horses were great. They were strong, reliable, and let's face it, pretty handsome creatures, but they weren't perfect. Think about it, horses get tired, they need feeding, and let's just say they weren't the tidiest travellers. Plus, a horse and carriage could only go so fast. Still, for a long time, it was the best we had. It allowed people to travel further, trade more goods, and connect with the world in ways they couldn't before. But change was on the horizon. A new kind of power was about to take over, and it would change everything. And then came the steam engine, puffing and chugging its way into our lives, forever changing the landscape of transportation and industry. This wasn't just about faster carriages. This was a whole new ball game. The steam engine revolutionized travel, making it possible to cover vast distances in a fraction of the time it used to take. Trains powered by steam engines could haul tons of cargo and hundreds of passengers at speeds that would make a horse faint. This newfound speed and capacity opened up new opportunities for trade and travel. The Industrial Revolution was in full swing, and steam was the fuel that kept it burning. Factories were no longer limited by the power of water or wind. Steam engines could be placed anywhere, driving machinery and production to new heights. Factories sprung up, cities grew, and people could suddenly travel distances they could only dream of before. The world was becoming more connected, and the steam engine was at the heart of this transformation. Sure, early trains were bumpy, noisy, and probably smelled like a coal mine, but they were a sign of progress. People were willing to endure the discomfort for the sake of speed and convenience. The steam engine wasn't just about trains either. It powered factories, mills, and even mines, driving the machinery that produced goods and materials at an unprecedented rate. Steam-powered boats began crisscrossing the seas, and some brave souls even tried to build steam-powered cars. Talk about ambition. These innovations paved the way for future advancements in transportation. While not all these inventions took off, steam power had shown the world what was possible. It was a time of experimentation and discovery, with inventors pushing the boundaries of what could be achieved. The age of horsepower was coming to an end, and a new era of speed and power was just beginning. The steam engine had set the stage for the modern world, transforming society in ways that were previously unimaginable. As much as we love a good steam engine, let's be honest, they weren't exactly practical for popping down to the shops. These magnificent machines were more suited for long journeys, hauling heavy loads across vast distances. Enter the internal combustion engine, powered by that newfangled fuel petrol. This innovation was a game-changer, bringing with it a new era of mobility and convenience. This was the engine for the people, smaller, lighter, and perfect for putting in a car. The Model T Ford, in particular, became an icon, symbolizing the democratization of personal transport. Suddenly, personal transportation wasn't a dream, it was a reality. Families could now explore beyond their immediate surroundings, opening up a world of possibilities. No more relying on horses or waiting for train schedules. The car offered unprecedented freedom and flexibility. With a car, you were the master of your own destiny, free to go wherever, whenever. Weekend getaways and spontaneous road trips became part of everyday life. Well, as long as you could afford the petrol, that is. Petrol stations began popping up everywhere, becoming a familiar sight along the roads. The first petrol cars were a far cry from the sleek machines we have today. They were rudimentary, often unreliable, and required a fair bit of mechanical know-how to keep running. They were noisy, smelly, and broke down more often than a teenager's first car. But people loved them. The sense of adventure and novelty outweighed the inconveniences. The freedom they offered was intoxicating. Families could now embark on journeys together, creating memories that would last a lifetime. Roads that were once the domain of horses and carts were now filling up with cars of all shapes and sizes. The landscape of transportation was undergoing a dramatic transformation. The age of the automobile had arrived, and it was changing the world one road trip at a time. The open road beckoned, promising adventure, freedom, and a new way of life. Section 5: Diesel power workhorses of the road. Petrol cars were all well and good for nipping about, but when it came to heavy lifting, we needed something with a bit more oomph. Enter the diesel engine, the big brother of the petrol engine. More efficient and powerful, diesel engines quickly found their home in lorries, buses, and anything that needed to move serious weight. These diesel-powered workhorses became the backbone of industry, hauling goods across the country and keeping the economy moving. They weren't as fast or glamorous as their petrol-powered cousins, but they were reliable, tough, and could go the distance. Of course, diesel engines weren't perfect. They were noisy, produced smelly exhaust fumes, and weren't exactly environmentally friendly. But for a long time, they were the best tool for the job, and they played a vital role in shaping the world we know today. Section 6: Electric Dreams, a spark of the future. Now, we've talked about horses, steam, petrol, and diesel, but there's a new kid on the block, and it's here to stay. Electricity, electric vehicles, or EVs as the cool kids call them, are changing the game once again. They're quiet, smooth, and best of all, they don't pump nasty fumes into the air we breathe. EVs are powered by batteries that store electricity, kind of like giant phone batteries on wheels. When you plug an EV into charge, it's like giving your phone a power nap, only this nap powers your car for hundreds of miles. Driving an EV is a different experience. They're incredibly quiet for one, and they accelerate like a cheetah on a caffeine rush. Plus, you can say goodbye to petrol stations because you can charge an EV at home, at work, or at public charging stations that are popping up everywhere. Section 7, charging ahead, facing the challenges of EVs. EVs sound pretty great, right? Well, they are pretty awesome, but like any new technology, they come with their own set of challenges. The biggest one, range anxiety. That's the fear of running out of juice before you reach your destination. It's a valid concern, especially since charging an EV takes longer than filling up a petrol tank. However, EV technology is improving rapidly, and new models are boasting longer ranges with every iteration. Plus, the network of charging stations is expanding all the time, making it easier to find a place to power up. Another challenge is the cost. EVs are still more expensive to buy than petrol or diesel cars, although government incentives and lower running costs can help offset the difference over time. As battery technology improves and production costs go down, we can expect to see the price of EVs become more competitive. Section 8, the road ahead. Driving into tomorrow. So what does the future hold for transport in the UK? The possibilities are endless and incredibly exciting. Well, one thing's for sure, it's going to be fascinating. The advancements we are seeing today are just the beginning. EVs are just the tip of the iceberg. As we move forward, the integration of renewable energy sources will play a crucial role. We're talking about self-driving cars, flying taxis, and even more advanced forms of transportation that we can only dream of today, and maybe even teleportation if we're lucky. Imagine stepping into a portal and arriving at your destination in seconds. Autonomous vehicles or self-driving cars are already being tested on our roads. These vehicles use sensors, cameras, and advanced algorithms and artificial intelligence to navigate traffic and get you where you need to go without any input from you. This technology promises to reduce accidents and improve traffic flow. Imagine a world where you can sit back, relax, and let the car do the driving. Then there's the Hyperloop, a revolutionary concept, a futuristic transportation system that could whisk passengers across the country at speeds exceeding 700 miles per hour. This could transform long-distance travel. It sounds like science fiction, but companies are already working on making it a reality. The potential impact on our daily lives is immense. Engineers and innovators are tirelessly working to bring these concepts to life. The future of transport is not just about speed, but also about sustainability and efficiency. The future of transport is full of possibilities, and it's exciting to think about what the next chapter holds. From reducing our carbon footprint to making travel more accessible, the advancements in transportation technology will shape our cities and our lives in ways we can't yet fully imagine. One thing's for sure, the journey is far from over. As we drive into tomorrow, we carry with us the hope and excitement of a future where transportation is smarter, faster, and more sustainable than ever before.